Hello listeners, this is a continuing video of Mahabharat audio series. This video will be regarding chapter number 64. From this chapter onwards, the great battle called Mahabharat started. The chapter name is The First Day's Battle. Dushasan was leading the Kaurav forces and Bhimsena did the same on the Pandav side. The noise of battle rolled and rent the air. The kettle drums, trumpets, horns, and gongs made the welkin ring with their clamour. Horses neighed, charging elephants trumpeted, and the warriors uttered their lion roars. Arrows flew in the air like burning meteors. Fathers and sons, uncles and nephews slew one another forgetful of old affection and ties of blood. It was a mad and terrible carnage. In the forenoon of the first day's battle, the Pandav army was badly shaken. Wherever Bhishma's chariot went, it was like the dance or the destroyer. Abhimanyu could not bear this and he attacked the Grand Desire. When the oldest and the youngest warriors thus met in battle, the gods came to watch the combat. Abhimanyu's flag, displaying the golden Karnikara tree, brightly waved on his chariot. Kritavarma was hit by one of his arrows and Salya was hit 5 times. Bhishma himself was hit 9 times by Abhimanyu's shafts. Durmukha's charioteer was struck by one of Abhimanyu's sword-edged arrows and his severed head rolled on the ground. Another broke Kripa's bow. Abhimanyu's feats brought down showers of flowers from the gods, who looted on. Bhishma and the warriors supporting him exclaimed, "Indeed, a worthy son to Dhananjay." Then the Kaurav warriors made a combined attack on the valiant youth, but he stood against them all. He parried with his own all the shafts discharged by Bhishma. One of his well-aimed arrows brought the Grand Desire's palm tree flag down, and seeing this, Bhimsena was overjoyed and made a great lion roar, which further inspired the valiant nephew. Great was the Grand Desire's joy, seeing the valour of the young hero. Unwillingly he had to use his full strength against the boy. Virat, his son Uttar, Drishtadyumna, the son of Drupad, and Bhim came to relieve the young hero and attack the Grand Desire, who then turned his attentions on them. Uttar, the son of Virat, rode an elephant and led a fierce charge on Salya. Salya's chariot horses were trampled to death and thereupon he hurled a javelin at Uttar. It went with unerring aim and pierced him in the chest. The goad he had in his hand dropped and he rolled down dead. But the elephant did not withdraw. He continued charging until Salya cut off his trunk and hit it in many places with his arrows. And then it uttered a loud cry and fell dead. Salya got into Kritavarma's car. Virat's son Sweta saw Salya slay his younger brother. His anger rose like fire fed by libations of butter, and he drove his chariot towards Salya. 7 chariot warriors at once came up in support of Salya and protected him from all sides. Arrows were showered on Sweta and the missiles sped across like lightning in clouds. Sweta defended himself marvelously. He paired their shafts with his own and cut their javelins down as they sped towards him. The warriors in both armies were amazed at the skill displayed by Sweta. Duryodhan lost no time now and sent forces to relieve Salya, whereupon there was a great battle. Thousands of soldiers perished, and numerous were the chariots broken, and the horses and elephants killed. Shweta succeeded in putting Duryodhan's men to flight, and he pushed forward and attacked Bhishma. Bhishma's flag was brought down by Shweta. Bhishma, in his turn, killed Shweta's horses and charioteer. Thereupon, they hurled javelins at one another and fought on. Shweta took a mace and swinging it, sent it at Bhishma's car, which was smashed to pieces. But the Grand Desire, even before The mace dashed against the chariot, had anticipated it and jumped down. And from the ground he pulled the string of his bow to his ear and sent a fatal arrow at Shweta. Shweta was struck and fell dead. Dushashan blew his horn and danced in joy. This was followed by a great attack on the Pandav army by Bhishma. The Pandav forces suffered greatly on the first day of the battle. Dharmaputra was seized with apprehension, and Duryodhan's joy was unbounded. The brothers came to Krishna and were engaged in anxious consultations. "Chief among Bharats," said Krishna to Yudhishthir, "do not fear. God has blessed you with valiant brothers. Why should you entertain any doubts? There is Satyaki, and there are Virat, Drupad, and Drishtadyumna besides myself. What reason is there for you to be dejected? Do you forget that Shikhandan is waiting for his predestined victim Bhishma?" Thus did Krishna comfort Yudhishthir. Chapter 64 finishes here. Keep listening Mahabharat in the next audio series.